put the microphone right there. Okay, sound setting, application. Okay. Open Blender 1. Okay. Why is that not lighting up the subject? Oh, hold on. Okay, it's that. D. Control C, Control C, Control C. D. S 1.0 layer 2 add layer 2 the alarm. Layer 2 releg. Layer 2 releg. To body. Layer 2 arm. Okay. So transparent texture. The textures, textures of map, written map, one or more UVs to establish. Hold on. File. Downloaded. Open with new image manipulation. Control. You. What about what's zooming? Okay. Yeah, that area is already transparent. So what is compositor? Shader editor. Um, alpha to alpha? There we go. There we go. Hell yeah. Okay. There we go. Thank you to Reddit. Right here. You need to plug alpha node of the texture to the alpha node of the principal shader. Hell yeah. Thank you, Reddit. No AI needed. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, so now what I need to go is back to UV editor. I gotta... Uh... Move. G, C, G, C. Oh wait, I'm in edit mode. G, C, negative 0.02. C, negative 2.86. Perfect. Now, what I need to do is I need to do layer body tab, and I need to grab all. Yes, it's on Inkerman. I need to do that. Okay. Wonderful. Tab all G to there. Okay. Okay. Now it's that there. There we go. Perfect. So I know how to put a Minecraft skin onto a Minecraft character. Hey, at work again. Hey, I successfully put the Minecraft skin onto the Minecraft character.
Bottom one, I'm gonna place it in. God damn it, have to scroll in closer to get a tighter grid. It seems to be oriented properly because these two pixels up here are displayed here as well. If this was not facing the correct way, press R, rotate by 90, and it flips the texture by 90 degrees. Cool. The last thing is the body. I'm gonna press / again to isolate and give it the same skin material. And it's pretty much the same unwrap for hands, legs, and whatever. Minecraft uses the same technique. So I'm gonna select these faces, select this one back here, and select all 4 of the bottom ones, and then press U, mark seam, and then go to face mode, select everything, U, unwrap. So we have the body here. This is the main thing, and then the bottom, and it seems to be a bit too big, so I'm gonna scale it down by 0.5. Oh, that's not enough. So now snap to increments. Here in the effect panel, I'm also going to take on scale, so it's also going to scale by the increment. Try to position it and scale it, and it doesn't seem to work very well. Oh no, I'm just gonna scale it up manually. I'm gonna be very careful not to go over these edges, and I'm gonna select this one, R90, move it.
So he had the same problem.
Manually as well. I'm just gonna move it manually.
Okay.
Everyone knows if you want to limit the motion here on only one axis, you press X for X and Y for up and down, because there's no Z axis. This one just has X and Y, so I'm gonna move it on the Y and scale it in. No one's gonna know. No one's gonna know. I know there's a short.
I literally said the same thing.
The numpad to exit isolation mode, and we have ourselves a Steve. Now let's clean this place up a bit. I want to close the UV editor. Bring your mouse cursor into this intersection here. Bring it on the right side. Your mouse is gonna display this icon, so you know that's when it's in the right place, but bring it on the right side and drag it on the opposite end. That's how you collapse it. If you bring it on the right side and drag it right, you will just open a new window. So you have to put it on one side and cross the middle divider if you want to collapse it. So on the right side, drag it towards the left. That's it. Now, Steve is kind of shiny. He's reflecting a lot of light. Actually, I have to go back into the shader editor. That's dictated here by this roughness, right? How
Oh, okay. So, shader editor.
reflective things are going to be. So this is affecting the whole thing at once. Actually, I want to try something funny. I made this black and white thing. I'm going to save it as a different texture. So if you put this in here, this is going to be my roughness map. So I'm going to plug this into the roughness. Roughness is just black and white values. So instead of sRGB color space, I have to go to non-color. It doesn't use color for more accurate results. So if I plug this into the roughness, Steve's hair are now completely reflective and stuff. As you can see, there's still a little bit of a fade here. So again, you have to put this to closest to avoid that. But this is how you can make PBR maps. PBR stands for physically based rendering. So because in the edit preferences add-ons, I have the node wrangler on, I can hold Control Shift and click on this, and it's going to preview what this texture is. It is using, let me open up a new window down here, UV editor. So it is using the same UV coordinate systems for all materials, right? It doesn't matter if it's the Steve roughness, if it's the Steve, if it's any image, it's going to use the same UV coordinates, unless you specifically tell it not to, but we're not going to go into that today. So this image looks like this, but because it's used as a roughness map, all the white values get completely rough and all the black values get reflective. You know, you get this. If you were to just increase the black values so they're kind of grayish, you know, you get less of the reflection, but the hair is still more reflective than the skin, right? So if you want to do some big brain stuff, this is how you do it. I just want to throw this in here because I'm spewing random information at you. Okay, so now we have the Steve. What we need to do now is make it move. Make him move. Yes, for that we need bones, but not so fast because we're going to add some subdivisions first. If we add some bones and try to rotate it, it's gonna look like this because it only has 4 vertices on the top to move. There's not much deformation you can do with that because every bone that's in your mesh, all it can do is move around vertices, certain vertices by certain amounts. So first, we need enough geometry to make this happen. So this is a very long process. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do one leg, the body, and the head because the arms and the legs are done the same way, and you know, the body, the leg, and the head are 3 special little snowflakes. So I'm just gonna do one of each. The leg doesn't really need to go left and right as far as I'm concerned, it just bends in one direction. So we only really need subdivisions on this axis, right? And because the leg has 12 pixels, I'm gonna add 11 subdivisions, so each edge here represents 1 pixel. The body's a different story because it's gonna rotate in all sorts of directions, so I'm gonna add 7 cuts here because that's 8 pixels. I'm gonna add 3 cuts here. The neighbors are fucking tearing up the streets for something. I don't know, something.
Okay. So what should I do? I'm gonna hide layer 2 for tab, Control R, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. 1, 2. Okay. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 6. Okay. So that's that.
Crashing outside. And here we need 11 cuts. So each pixel is now, in its own respective edge. And the head is pretty much done. The head isn't gonna deform or anything unless you have a face rig, which will here because that's 8 pixels. Because every bone that's in your mesh, all it can do is move around vertices, certain vertices by certain amounts. So first, we need enough geometry to make this happen. So this is a very long process. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do one leg, the body, and the head, because the arms and the legs are done the same way. And the body, the leg, and the head are 3 special little snowflakes. So I'm just gonna do one of each. The leg doesn't really need to go left and right as far as I'm concerned. It just bends in one direction. So we only really need subdivisions on this axis, right? And because the leg has 12 pixels, I'm gonna add 11 subdivisions. So each edge here represents 1 pixel. The body's a different story because it's in all sorts of directions. So I'm gonna add
11 pixels. There's 11 cuts. 12 pixels. Fuck it. I'm not.
add 7 cuts here because that's 8 pixels. I'm gonna add 3 cuts here. The neighbors are fucking tearing up the streets for something. I don't know, something crashing outside. And here we need 11 cuts. So each pixel is now, in its own respective edge. And the head.
Drift Z solid.
Is pretty much done. The head isn't gonna deform or anything unless you have a face rig, which we'll get to later in the Thomas rig. We're not gonna do it today because that's another layer of complexity here. This video is probably very long by itself. Let's add a skeleton. I'm in orthographic mode so I can see it better, but press Shift A and add an armature. Armature is
Wait, hold on. What's the wireframe of the donut? The wireframe of the fedora is crazy. Man, what about the icing? Yeah, the icing isn't too bad. Looking at this from wireframe is crazy. Okay. Anyway.
The skeletons have joints. They will Shift A and add a skeleton. I'm in orthographic mode so I can see it better, but press Shift A and add an armature. Armature is the skeleton. Skeletons have joints. They will deform the character. Okay, add the armature. Now I can't see it because it's inside the sleeve. So I can select it up here, and I'm gonna go into this panel right here. This is the object properties. So these are the properties of this object for the scene. I'm gonna go it's inside the they will deform and add an armature skeleton layer of which we'll get to. And the head is pretty much done. The head isn't gonna deform or anything unless you have a face rig, which we'll get to later in the Thomas rig. We're not gonna do it today because that's another layer of complexity here. This video is probably very long by itself. Let's add a skeleton. I'm in orthographic mode so I can see it better, but press Shift A and add an armature. Armature is the skeleton. Skeletons have joints. They will deform the character. Okay, add the armature. Now I can't see it because it's inside the sleeve. So I can select it up here, and I'm gonna go into this panel right here. This is the object properties. So these are the properties of this object for the scene. I'm gonna go into the viewport display. This is just how it's gonna be displayed in the viewport here. Nothing to do with rendering. I'm gonna tick on this in front. So I'm always going to see this in front. I can press F2 to rename this Steve Boyle. And if I go into edit mode, I can edit this armature. So every armature has three parts. One is this main part right here. Second is it the tail or the head? I don't know. I think this is the head. Yeah, this is the head. You can move the head individually or the tail individually. Notice the further out it gets, the bigger the bone is to show you, hey, I'm big. So I'm gonna move up the tail on the Z axis to the center. I think this is the center. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Now while I have the tail selected, I can extrude a new bone by pressing E, and I'm just gonna put it up here. It's usually nice to rename things. So body lower, body upper. And now I'm gonna extrude another one for the head. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm gonna click on the head thing. I'm gonna duplicate it and move it out like this. So I positioned it in the place of up here. Eyeball it. Now while I have the tail selected, I can extrude a new bone by pressing E, and I'm just gonna put it up here. I'm gonna move up the further out it gets, the bigger the bone is to show you, hey, I'm big. So I'm gonna move up the tail on the Z axis to the center. I think this is the center. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Now while I have the tail selected, I can extrude.
Object. Hold on, what the hell? Z 6 meters here. Okay, why is the browser not showing up again? Properties. Okay. Why is it impossible for me to select the head? Oh, hold on. I wasn't in edit mode. Wonderful. Okay.
A new bone by pressing E, and I'm just gonna put it up here. It's usually nice to rename things. So body lower, body upper. And now I'm gonna extrude another one for the head. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm gonna click on the head thing. I'm gonna duplicate it and move it out like this. So I positioned it in the place of the arm. Now here's the thing. In the bone properties panel right here, which is the one we have right now, I think relations, the parent is the upper body, but the bone is not connected, okay? You don't want to connect it. Ah, fuck, I just connected it by clicking it. I wanted to show you. It's not connected, but it's still part of the body, so the body is still the parent. That's okay. Now, is it the tail or the head? I don't know. I think this is the head. Yeah, this is the head. You can move the head individually or the tail individually. Notice the further out it gets, the bigger the bone is to show you, hey, I'm big. So I'm gonna move up the tail on the Z axis to the center. I think this is the center. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Now while I have the tail scale selected, I can extrude a new bone by pressing E, and I'm just gonna put it up here. It's usually nice to rename things. So body lower, body upper. And now I'm gonna extrude another one for the head. Okay, so now we have this lower, body upper, and now I'm here. It's usually nice to rename things. So body lower, body upper, and now I'm gonna.
Oh. Body lower.
Extrude another one for the head. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm gonna click on the head thing. I'm gonna duplicate it and move it out like this. So.
Okay. Shift D.
I positioned it in the place of the arm. Now here's the thing. In the bone properties panel right here, which is the one we have right now, I think relations, the parent is the upper body, but the bone is not connected. Okay, you don't want to connect it. Ah, fuck, I just connected it by clicking it. I wanted to show you. It's not connected, but it's still part of the body. So the body is still the parent. That's okay. Now I'm gonna rename this bone to, this is the left arm. Left arm. I'm gonna grab the head and I'm gonna move it down to the center. Then I'm gonna extrude another one and bring.
Strengths. Physics. Data. Bone. Custom properties.
Bring it all the head and I'm gonna this bone to still part of. Ah, fuck, I just connected it by the upper body, but the bone is not connected. Okay, you don't want to
Relations. Okay. Body upper. Okay. So, grab.
connected. Ah, fuck, I just connected it by clicking it. I wanted to show you. It's not connected, but it's still part of the body. So the body is still the parent. That's okay. Now I'm gonna rename this bone to, this is the left arm. Left arm. I'm gonna grab the head and I'm gonna move it down to the center. Then I'm gonna extrude another one and bring it all the way down here. Left arm underscore end. Now I can just, duplicate both of these, bring it on the other side, and just rename them like that. So this is now connected, body upper. Okay, cool. And we want to do the same thing for the leg. It doesn't matter.
Wait, hold on.
Both of these, bring it on the other side, and just rename them like that. So this is now connected.
Okay. So I need to shift D, bring it to the other side. Lower. Upper. Low. Upper. Okay. Sorry, that was a phone call. Confirming an appointment. Okay. Ankle. Low egg. Low egg. Low egg. La up. Ankle. Low egg.
Cool. And we want to do the same thing for the leg. It doesn't matter. We can change it anytime. So I'm just gonna pick one of the bones, put it down here. I think that's the center. Right leg. So the parent is now the right arm. Change that to none. Actually, this doesn't have a parent because the body is gonna move independently. So now let's select this one, extrude it down to the bottom, bend. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this up a little bit. Shift D to duplicate, move him on the left. See, it's going down a little bit. Instead of absolute snap, I'm just gonna turn it off. So it's gonna snap by increments. There we go. Left, bend. We have the skeleton in place, and it is in the center of everything. So now we're gonna do something called weight painting. Weight painting. Weight painting. So select this leg because we're gonna first do this one leg. Select this leg, shift click on the armature. The armature is selected second, so it has a brighter outline than the leg, which means that is the main selection. The armature is the parent, so it has to have the main selection. Press Ctrl P to parent. We're gonna parent it as an armature with empty groups. Yeah. Now if we have the skeleton in place, and it is in the center of everything. So now we're gonna do something called weight painting. Weight paint.
Okay, Shift Z, solid.
Weight painting. So select this leg because we're gonna first do this one leg. Select this leg, shift click on the armature. The armature is selected second, so it has a brighter outline than the leg, which means that is the main selection. The armature is the parent, so it has to have the main selection. Press Ctrl P to parent. We're gonna parent it as an armature with empty groups. Yeah. Now if we want to go in into weight paint mode, the leg, Control P to parent. We're gonna, the armature is the parent, so it has a brighter outline than this leg. Shift click on the armature. The armature is selected second, so it has a brighter outline than the leg, which means that is the main selection. The armature is the parent, so it has to have the main selection. Press
No.
Control P to parent. We're gonna parent it as an armature with empty groups. Yeah. Now, if we want to go into weight paint mode,
Control P,
thing, but I still want to see the
empty
skeleton. So I'm gonna
groups.
select the skeleton first, then select the leg. And now, you know, you have all these modes here. You can go into edit mode, pose mode, and stuff. If you press Control and Tab, it's gonna bring up the pie chart. If you select the armature and do it, it's gonna automatically assume you want pose mode. But because I have a mesh selected, Blender doesn't know exactly what I need, so it brings up this pie chart. And I just want to go into weight paint, so I can see. I can also press / to isolate, so just the rig and this leg is visible. If I hold Control and click on a bone, it will show me which bone is selected and how much effect it has on my character. But because we parented this with an empty group, none of the bones have any effect yet. So we're free to paint anything we want here. We can now paint by how much it's going to affect the character. Let me just demonstrate this. If I select the bottom bone and just, I don't know, paint these vertices here. Wow. And now if I want to move this bone, it's only going to move those vertices because those are the ones that I painted, right? You on the same page? So we're now painting the area of effect for this. You saw, as I was painting this, it kind of gives like a soft edge. It doesn't give me the full effect. Whatever is red is going to get the most effect. So this is a value of 1. This is 100% going to be affected by the bone. Whatever is blue and stuff is just going to, you know, be partially affected. I want my paintbrush to only paint perfect red or nothing at all. So I'm going to click on this fall off. Instead of this custom thing, we have a curve. See, this is the blue values being painted. I'm going to click constant. When it gets into the threshold of the brush, it's always going to give it 100% effect. Let's paint the top bone. So the more geometry you have, the more vertices you're gonna paint. Each vertex, not vertex. We're gonna paint this much, and we also have to match that on all four sides. So let's paint all the vertices here. And if we select the bottom one, you have to paint the rest. So everything else is gonna be affected by the bottom bone. This, it's also painting the bottom because there's only 4 vertices and we got all of them. So now if we go into object mode and pose mode for the bone, we rotate this on the Y. You see, we kind of do have a bend, but it's not exactly doing the right thing. It's deforming. If we do it again, see, it's deforming. Ow, looks ugly. Ew. Gross. So what we're gonna do is we need to add shape keys. Let's talk about shape keys. Forget about this D for now. This is gonna be a long tutorial. I'm gonna add yeah, I was in edit mode. Oops. I'm in pose mode. Get me into object mode. Shift A to add a cube. I'm gonna move this cube out. In this thing, these 3 dots, this is like object data properties. So this is the object properties. This is
Oh, jeez. I'm getting lost again.
I have a window called shape keys. I'm gonna add a shape key. This is gonna be my basis. I'm gonna add a new shape key. This is gonna be something. While I have the second shape keys thing active, I can go into tab and edit mode. And then I can edit this mesh however I want. I'm gonna turn off snapping. However I want. I'm gonna make some like this. You can toggle between different shape keys. Those are both saved in the object. Okay, let me go out of edit mode. You don't see anything outside of that because the value of this shape key is 0. If you're in edit mode, you want to see what you're doing, so it shows you what it is. But in object mode, this is set to 0. You can drag a slider and it's going to change between those 2 shape keys. And that is what we need to do with the leg. So whenever the leg bends, we're gonna add a shape key. It kind of corrects for all the mistakes, right? All the deformations. So this leg needs a shape key for the basis and another shape key, which I'm gonna call bend. And then we're gonna make a system that every time I bend the leg, this bend shape key is going to get activated automatically. So you don't have to worry about this. Whew, okay. If I want to see better what I'm doing, first of all, I'm just gonna go rotate this on the Y by 90 degrees. So I see what I'm doing. I'm gonna select this and the leg and press / on the numpad again because I want to isolate. It's gonna be easier to work like this. And now, if I go into edit mode, I don't see the changes of my armature. That's because my armature is a part of a modifier stack. So whenever you add an armature to something, you get a modifier with the armature. If I go into edit mode, I don't see anything because of these settings. You can actually turn it off for the viewport at all, so you don't see what it is. This icon right here can display the modifier in edit mode, which is great. So let's turn this on. Boom, we see it, but the mesh is still here. So what is this thing? Adjust edit cage to modifier result. Basically what it means, boom, it's gonna move the geometry as well. So we can see exactly what we're doing. And now let's go back to the shape keys in here. Make sure the second shape key is selected, the bend, so we're only affecting that. And what we need to do is we need to fix the shape of this. So this geometry is going through itself, which is not okay. Press 1 to go into vertex mode. Select this one and select this one on the other side. And I'm just gonna go into orthographic and I'm gonna move them on the X and move them out on the very edge here. Now these are also going through each other and I don't want to constantly have to go here and select the other one. I just want to select through them. So what I can do is press Shift and Z. It's gonna enter X-ray mode, wireframe mode, something like that. So if I select this now, both vertices get selected through the whole selection. That doesn't happen normally. G and Z to move it up. And I'm just gonna move all of them up. Snap to vertex. G and Z is gonna snap to this vertex. No? Okay, never mind. Get as close as possible. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly there. The closer you get, obviously, the better it's gonna look. But, you know, it doesn't really matter too much. So now we can see that the geometry is no longer intersecting, which is a big plus. But now what I want to do is I want to grab this and bring the Z down so it makes a sharp bend. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly correct because we're not gonna use this rig anyway. We're gonna use Thomas's rig. Now hop out of edit mode, press Ctrl Z again to get out of the X-ray thing. We don't see anything because the bends thing is on 0. Change the value from 0 to 1. As you see, the 0 one has some Z fighting. So there's 2 textures on top of each other fighting for attention. But as soon as we moved all the vertices down, you know, so the geometry is clean, there's no Z fighting, the texture looks nice, and this is it. So now we need a system that will automatically turn this thing on whenever we move the bone. What we can do is add a driver. Now we get a bit technical. Right click, add a driver. So now we can drive the value of this 0 to 1 slider. We can affect this 0 to 1 slider with
Oh man. Okay.
the rotation
I'm
to affect this slider. Basically, that's a driver.
I'm just watching and this is not, that's not good. It's not good to just watch. Oh man. I'm lost though. Okay. At least the skin looks pretty. The problem is that I feel like I need to combine the meshes. Meshes. Merge multiple meshes into one single mesh. Hmm. Okay. My brain is too cooked. My brain is too cooked. And I feel like I should have done this in a different Blender file. I did it once. I can do it again. Move to collection. What's a collection? Collection. Oh. Oh no, definitely not. New collection. Minecraft. Character. Minecraft character. Mm. Shift A. Collection. Okay. So that does do that. Okay. So file new general save. Shift A. Control C. Copy 13 selections. Perfect. Okay. So now I got a Minecraft character in just a scene by itself. Okay. Control save. Mine. Wifey. Dirt. Save blender. Okay. So that's in its own file. Open recent in here. Now I can just delete that. And now things are back to being just the donut house. There's gotta be an easier way. Gotta be. Anyway. I'm really tired. I'm just gonna end stream here. So, I'll see everybody later. Goodbye.